All right, dear beloved friends, welcome into the show with the glow. It's the new episode with Academy Joyful Freedom. I am Julian, and today I'm also having a special guest, Bogdan. And as you know, in the first minutes, we take care of some technical stuff. So welcome everybody, and please just take a few deep breaths and relax with us. So me and Bogdan can share this webcast that it will be available to everybody who's willing to watch it. Uh, all right. And okay. Mm, yes. Okay. Now we are public. Yes, I already said a few words, people. So hello again. And I saw that the post wasn't public on Facebook. So, like I explained, I'm gonna share it now into the few groups. I got a special guest today. It is Show with a Glow with Joyful Freedom and Julian. Oh, I wanted to say Julian. Ha! Kind of French. I like it. So yeah, now we're just gonna share it around so everybody will be able to join. And today's topic is gonna be lots of fun. Well, it always is, but even more today probably because we're gonna talk about the dirty and nasty side of enlightenment from a very funny perspective. Okay, all right. One share was made, and now another, and then I just go completely into talking mode. All right. Good. So we welcome everybody who is joining now, who will be watching this later. Um, and I am excited to to just play and relax. Like I said many times, I created these shows with the purpose of also just having fun, just having fun and enjoying this ride of consciousness that comes even so much closer when I am expressing in such way. Okay, yeah, my today's guest is Bogdan. He's also such a jolly, fun soul to play with, so I've chosen to invite him to join me. All right, and I posted it. Cool. So I'm all with you now. The webcast was shared, and I'm just gonna make a few official announcements. Or no, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it after I introduce Bogdan, and he's gonna see it now. 3, 2, 1, and he's coming on the screen as well. So,
Hello, hello.
hello, Bogdan. Nice to have you here, and thank you for joining me.
A pleasure to be here. Yeah, well, how could I refuse such an offer to play around?
Excellent. That sounds great. And maybe you can just tell the few words about yourself and what you do, because most of those watching kind of know me as well, although there are a lot of new ones as well. And yeah, the stage is yours for as long as you need to introduce yourself.
Okay, so see you in about 2 hours, okay? Ah, so much to tell, and at the same time, nothing that much, because it's all shifting, it's all just ripping apart. And what I can say is that I am in this crazy experience called Live on Earth. I just am discovering new things about me every day, things that are just awesome, things that are more awesome. I love feeling myself. I love experiencing life. I love working with others and assisting them in their own journey. I love playing around with colors, with technology, But more than anything, just allowing this fusion, this melding between me and myself. That's the most fun I have ever had. The most challenging, but also the most sensual, the most exciting, the most yes.
Hmm.
And it's so new and at the same time so familiar and so natural and so weird and so, like you said, unjolly and at the same time so delicious. So yeah, the paradoxical existence on Earth.
Okay. Um, I've just put you on the screen, so you were solo for some time.
Ah,
And
thank you,
your
thank you.
yeah, my pleasure. And your name was so lovingly exposed as well. So now I'm hiding it, and now I'm exposing mine. So yeah. Um, oh, people are already saying hello. You see, you can check the comment section, Bogdan.
Well, hello,
Um,
hello.
yes, I feel okay from Romania. Yes, and I've written hello. So, like Bogdan said, in a way, the whole construct of this show with a glow, now in the new way, is about me and everybody who is joining and the guests just relaxing into the flow of consciousness of ourselves, also melding it, which enables even sometimes easier and more beautiful transformations or just relaxations to take place. So okay, I'm putting myself now solo. So you can see this lovely background that I created, and when I felt into the energies of today's sharing and into Bogdan and our relationship from many lifetimes, it's like, yeah, I said, you see, we are all about fun. And although we kind of experienced, like so many beings on earth, these extremes, which are not so pleasurable for the human, like Bogdan said, this paradox of existing on earth, like melding of two completely different counterparts, and actually at the end realizing they are not separated at all, which is the biggest joke of all. I said, yeah, let's play with this fun. Let's share with the people um, how we feel, and also what we don't like to feel, but we are allowing ourselves to feel. Because enlightenment, and I can call it journey into joyful freedom, embracing joyful freedom, is just a pretty dirty process. And I know that so many people want to speak about just light and love and everything, and I understand them. I understand them completely, because it would be so much nicer and more and easier if everything would be just light and love. However, um, I'm reminding everybody that it's very essential to accept all that you are if you really want to be free. If you don't want to be free, we are absolutely okay. Then don't be free. It's all right. It's all right. But those of you who are here and touched by this consciousness in any way, we are inviting you to feel also into the parts that were abused, wounded, that were abusive, and that were wounding others as well, because these are actually those aspects of you that are coming back, and they're simply coming home, and they need compassion from you, and also that you are the captain on the ship, uh, that they know that there is someone who loves themselves, and like that they can join the new story if they like to. And that's why I also address the topic today, the unjolly December. It's part of the it's part of this address, and that's why I'm gonna invite Bogdan, because he also co-created this idea with me when we were having the pre-talk for this show. Yeah. Oh, if someone wants to be a guest in my show and you feel we can consciously connect in a nice way, you can absolutely get in touch with me on Facebook or write me on the email. You will find the information on joyfulfreedom.live. And I'm gonna invite Bogdan to share a few sentences before I continue sharing about the experience he had in December with his own integration, and how It wasn't always so easy to smile and laugh, but we know what's happening. So here you go, Bogdan.
Thank you, thank you. Well, it's very interesting and beautiful to see that many of us are so connected. You know, it's like being on the front line of bringing consciousness in this time on this planet. I talked with quite a few friends, and they all had a very, very, very intense December, full of shifts, full of realizations. But more than anything, it's like meeting ourselves. Okay, let me talk from my perspective. For me, it's like meeting myself, the one that I love to play with, but I didn't want to see it clearly, you know, because we all have these little patterns, the little games that we love to play with them. You know, sometimes, yeah, we curse, we say no more or whatever, but they come again and again and again in our lives. And at one point, I had to admit to myself, you know, yes, I love this game, otherwise it just wouldn't be here. You know, but on this last few steps before really bringing in consciousness into this reality, also into this body, seeing the aspects that have been with me all this lifetime and many other lifetimes, you know, I would call them addictions to a certain way of doing things, addictions to the human life. Although, you know, it's a paradox. I don't want to be here, but yes, I love it here. I want to get out, but I don't want to leave, you know. And so seeing all these patterns, it was quite intense. Also, you know, this is one side, and the other side, which was a little bit more not so jolly, clearing the DNA and taking a look at the issues that were there. For me personally, December was a month of taking a look at cancer in a very clear and direct and real way. You know, when that thing came up with pains in the body, you know, and a terrorist aspect, a terrorist thought, you know, over and over again about that, and is that okay? This is it. You're not gonna get out alive. You know, you didn't do anything prior to this. You know, those wonderful voices in the middle of the night, and you know, when it comes, you forget about anything, you forget about master, you really see what you really want. You face yourself, you know, because it's so easy to control. Yes, I'm this wonderful, magnificent being, until the shit hits the fan. Where when that happens, it's like I don't give a fuck about anything, you know. I just want this resolved, and it doesn't work like that. For me, you know, for me, I had to go deeper, and it was a question: do you really want to discover what allowing is? Do I really, really want to let go of this? You know, not going into the drama, not going into the okay, let's see what we can do about it, solve it, whatever the normal human does. And it was intense. It was personal. It was with a couple of sleepless nights, but it's part of enlightenment. It's part of this wonderful clearing. It's part of the normal, facing yourself, facing everything that you held, you know, in those pockets behind behind those pockets, and you know, just buried there. Yeah, stuff like this, just normal, just easy breezy. But all in all, you know, I cannot go on living the same things. I cannot go on just holding these things, even if they were not conscious, even if they were in my DNA. It was time. It was time for me to let go of this and a couple more, to bring in myself, to feel the flight, you know, in this lifetime, to feel the joyful beingness without the heaviness of all those old stories, of all the old DNA from my wonderful family, without anything that wasn't really truly mine. And after this, of course, more joy, more expression, more freedom, more realizations. But it wasn't about that. It wasn't something to that I wanted to achieve. It was just me and the opportunity for me to fly. That's about it. And since I'm here, apparently I did it.
Thank you very much, Bogdan, for sharing that story. Very personal, and for just showing people all that you are. And I'm gonna join you in that beautiful openness, like I always try to do anytime I share. And for me, also, December was pretty intense. I had some really amazing moments and some really, really yeah, well, human would call them shitty ones. But just like Bogdan explained as well, it was about releasing the control, which is, with other words, allowing. And I saw how these deeply seated mechanisms were working inside of me still, and to really release that human pride that you are such a grand being on one hand, and that you got some very, very deeply wounded creations that you put out in the past and that were still playing with you and you were playing with them. However, when you are like in awareness and you have the clarity that these are just the stories you were playing in, and however hard it is to energetically sometimes just breathe with them. I still allow myself to breathe for quite some time, each and every day, to reconnect with me, to feel into these maybe stuck, dense energies that are simply coming up, sometimes from the mass consciousness, but a lot of them also my own stories coming to say hello. And just like Bogdan was explaining about cancer, the human part of me was dealing with diabetes type 1 for I don't know how long now, 24 years or something like that. So I realized also in the last half a year how part of me was trying to resolve this illness still very subconsciously, but who can be at peace with putting the needles into their body? Well, I'm asking you that directly, and I needed to allow that. Because it is actually in this moment for me still an act of loving myself, so my physical body can go through the transformation and allow the soul body to be so tangibly present that it will be able to then release any outside support in the appropriate moment. And there was a big battle inside of me about all of that. I wasn't even so much aware of it so many years ago, but deep inside me I wanted to resolve this issue. And I absolutely agree with what was shared before. I simply needed to accept the disease imbalance just the way it is, use the insulin, although that meant to put the needles in my body, and simply be in trust with myself that as the integration and the embodiment continues, it will easily shift into another expression when all of that old healing won't be necessary anymore. And I'm so much more at peace with all of that. And it's the same with each and every aspect that is kind of attacking us, but they're not actually attacking us, they're simply in old service to us. We simply need to accept it, but at the same time also not negotiate with them, because you are the master energetically, and the more you own it, the easier also these stories of yours can see that you are in love with yourself despite being imperfect. And all right, let's just take a soft deep breath, because I can feel the energy was getting pretty intense. And that's where I always invite us into this loving, soft space of breathing. Okay, someone is sending me messages. You see distractions all around, but I will not bother. Um, and let's just feel how also these distractions that I see in the background and hear in the background, some Facebook messages, at first they could annoy my mind and I would say, fuck, what is this message doing during this webcast now here? But I can also take a look at it from different perspective and simply realize it is just the communication of energies with me, and I don't have to judge it. It is just perfect as it is. Because looking for perfection was a big pattern, and it still is in this world for me for a long time. And once you really want to embrace the mastery and be free, joyfully free, you simply need to allow the acceptance of mess. Because when you allow this acceptance of chaos the way it is, you actually then kind of start feeling this divine order, so to speak, for the lack of better words. And that's also how you can start attracting new potentials, like all of these shows that I'm providing here are, or the services I so love to do. It is my big excitement when I can share my wisdom, and without agenda of saving the world or changing people or anything else, just serving those who really want to be served. And these were all the aspects I needed to confront in myself, that I can really more and more also exist with this joy, and at the same time also allow my own transformation into the new self. So we are not here to present the perfect human at all, quite the contrary. The absolutely fucked up human who is allowing the acceptance of being fucked up, and like that the soul can live with us tangibly also in the body in much easier way. So thank you for listening to that consciousness I shared here, and I got no idea what Bogdan is going to say, but I know it's going to be something amazing. So here you go.
While you're saying that, I started to hear you, and also remember some beautiful insights that I had these last few days, and also in December. For me, I'm talking only for me. In all this process of discovering myself, of enlightenment, or whatever you want to call it, loving myself, letting go of whatever, like I said, whatever, it doesn't matter the words. I try to control it so much, and yes, it's normal. But at one point, and actually in many points, I realized that it wasn't allowing, I had ideas how it's supposed to be like. I had ideas even from the shouts, even from courses, other people, past lifetimes, future lifetimes. I had all these ideas about how it has to be, or how it was supposed to be. And some of the ideas were very creative, let's say. Some of the ideas were very supportive. But I got to the point in recent times that there was this deep desire. Like I said, in December, that was a very beautiful month, very intense, very strong, but also very deep. I had to feel to actually live what is allowing, because for me, allowing wasn't about human, divine, I am, master, it all faded away. It was just my presence. There was no separation. Yes, I could feel the body, but there was no separation between me and myself. It was just allowing. There was no more control, because it was so intense that all the focus had been depleted on the voice, on the issue, on the pain, on everything that had gone on, and that now there was nothing left. In the middle of the night, I was so depleted of everything that it was only allowing. It wasn't. I could say now, I can make a retrospective. It wasn't even allowing myself. That would be separation. It was just allowing. Yes, there were a lot of processes going on, infusion, releasing, clearing, a lot of entities, and at the same time, none. It was only myself. But that didn't matter. And really, now it doesn't matter, because allowing, for me, I discovered, maybe it will evolve like all things, but I discovered that allowing It's just that. There was no purpose. Yes, I'm going to allow to get rid of this. No, I had no more will to get rid of anything. Yes, I'm going to allow and be okay and be happy. It wasn't. There was no perspective. What's going on after that? All my awareness of how it's going to be in the future, all my awareness of my grandness or my littleness or anything like that, it was just gone, and it was just allowing. It was just me and allowing. It wasn't anything else, and it was so beautiful, so simple, you know. And then I realized the simplicity. And then I could see all my makyo, my spiritual bullshit. Now I'm talking because then it wasn't. I was depleted. Now I could see, all this purpose. Yes, my life is gonna be grand. Yes, I'm gonna have unlimited energy, and now that's just human desires, human expectations. In the true allowing, it's just simplicity because it's just me. It's just me experiencing me, expressing me, enjoying me. All the gifts that are just there for me. Even the words now are so limited. It's like it's only me and it's just me. And I love even this even this interaction with you. It is joyful, but it is just me. There's nothing else. And it took me. I knew it. I had some glimpses of it, but then I realized that it's me and some reminiscence of the games that I still have. I still have some things that want to be released. Especially these days when, by the way, since the dragon is in the theme right now, last night I looked my dragon in the eyes, and in an instant my eye was red. So there are still some things that want to be released, and I saw them, I know them. Some of them have released. I had this wonderful, joyful state today after that happened. Some of them I am a little bit stubborn to let go, but at the same time, it already happened. It's beautiful. Because even if I don't want it, I chose it. Even if I don't want it, it's happening. And I do want it. Because that's why I'm here. So yeah, allowing. It's so simple. So no definition. I could say joyful, but it's not joyful. It's just allowing. The simplicity. I play so much to get to this point.
All right. Beautiful explanation, Bogdan. And like he said, and I also needed to realize in my own way that it's always our own perspective. What works for him maybe doesn't work for everyone else, and what works for me, it possibly doesn't work for everyone else. And it's like about giving yourself and everybody else the absolute freedom to choose what and when they would like to experience it. And then if it can be easy, I'm usually choosing it nowadays to co-create and have fun and play with life. At the same hand, allowing my transformation, if the word allowing is used in that context. But I've also written one article about allowing in the past, and I'm gonna connect with a few points that Bogdan mentioned, because I'm so very excited and passionate about this melding of me as the human and me as the soul. But please stay with me here, because there is a point, very deep point I want to share. And yes, essentially, when I come in this embrace of myself, Also accepting each and every part of me. Whoa, you see, energy is playing. Also accepting each and every part of me in that moment. There is no more me as the divine self, as the soul self, as the human self. It's simply the feeling of yourself. And also all these explanations, that's why I've written in the description, like there are going to be some insightful explanations or not. And they're simply for your mind and the body and all of that to easier relax, and when it is ready, allow this energetic awareness of being your own oneness, your own sovereign oneness. And all these expressions we are using are simply so your mind can easier open up, and it can, at least to the certain degree, understand what's actually happening, because the whole enlightenment, integration, realization is in the domain of you, the limitless being, and the human just joins that dance. And with all its resistances, it sometimes then causes a lot of painful moments, because I'm speaking to many different people here, and I know you're coming from different backgrounds with different stories. Also, you're on different points in your journey of discovering yourself. And it's absolutely all right the way it is. You don't have to rush it, you don't have to push it. Also, if for some of you what Bogdan explained doesn't make any sense, it's totally all right. He just offered the potential. And like I am offering the potential here, explaining also how much do I enjoy and how much all of these sharings I do here are the expression of my own, yes, of my own self, which is not separated, much less when I am in the space of these sharings. So there are some very beautiful tools, especially for those of you who aren't where Bogdan is at the moment, uh, that he could really allow such a deep surrender, and just like I am allowing, but it takes some time. So it's very important not to judge yourself and to be okay with where you are exactly like it is. Because for me in the past, the hardest thing to do was to accept the human situation as it is. I always wanted to improve, to be better, to know more. And don't get me wrong, all of that showed me so many incredible experiences in this duality. But for my own inner peace, or let's say calmness, whatever we want to call it, whichever expression suits you best, it is essential now, and it was essential now in these years, the last years, to finally relax with the human as it is, because like that you allow your soul, your soul's love, to melt with that human, and then come these moments of realization that you're actually not separated. Because one thing is to say it, another thing is to feel it. And I've got more and more moments like that. However, they are not sticking with me all the time. Just like Bogdan said, oh, there were so many stories I played in, and all of these fuckers, as I love to call them, come back and say, hey, hello, Julian, we are still here. What, you think now you're free? Oh, we were playing in the past differently. You see, there's danger. This can hurt you. Oh, it's not safe to expose yourself so much, and so on and so on. I am inviting you to feel in yourself into all these feelings, not so much feelings as emotions, agendas, and all of that. And let's take a deep breath so we energetically connect. Soft, deep breath, not forceful, because you don't want to love yourself with force.
You could, but
And loving yourself is also very egoistical at times. I will address that topic. And it doesn't mean everybody's going to like you, because you're going to be finally choosing what feels right for you. Although in a certain moment, that means you are removing yourself from some people, or that you love to be in front of many people. Not everybody likes you. Yeah, that was my case for a long time, and now I'm getting kind of free of it all, and I'm simply sharing what I feel like sharing, but also consciously navigating with this joyful freedom that we don't go too deep too much. So I recently, as I love to explain, kind of share different potentials for everybody who are addressed with this consciousness, and me and Bogdan are also very excited to serve those of you who would love some additional support on this journey, that you come to the point then that you can truly start surrendering or just being your sovereign oneness and being in awareness of that, of course. And Luxury Masters Academy is serving these advanced levels. You will be able to find links on my web pages, and Joyful Freedom is for everybody. I'm sharing on this beginners level everything for free, so you can join it, you can feel into it, and it can address you in any way that feels good or also not good for you. But if you are here in this space, you're here with certain energetic reason, although your mind might not be aware of it. So we thank you dearly for being here with us, because my big passion, I'm going to speak for me, but I guess Bogdan is going to share something about it also, is that I have the opportunity to share this process and these experiences I'm going through, and also serve with my wisdom to those who really want to open up more, because it's simply my grand joy. And I also needed to release all of these agendas about how is it gonna come out, the shows, how much am I gonna earn, what are people gonna think about it, how should this company evolve. It's pretty similar to when Bogdan was saying, yeah, no more ideas. What a grand being do I need to be? Because these are all still concepts, and you are the grandest when you can allow yourself to simply be aware of them, and also know that you are absolutely beyond these concepts when you're letting yourself be free. And I mean, energetically. So I guess it's time to shift to my friend on the other side of Europe.
Well, it's just a few kilometers away, but still okay. Yes, yes. I would like to address little by little what you said, because indeed, I one of the greatest gifts is actually being honest with yourself. When you're honest with yourself and you allow yourself to listen to what it is appropriate in this now moment, that is the greatest gift you can give yourself. Uh, it's you could, but it's not advisable, to choose. Yes, I want it all now, whatever it takes. Famous last words because you're gonna get it. But how about doing it gracefully? How about, okay, what is for me now? What do I feel now? Even sometimes I was presented with doing the bad thing. But does it feel for you? Does it feel appropriate for you? That means that there is something for you there, because sometimes you can create a circumstance for you to go beyond good and bad. Isn't that a great gift? To see the illusion of it, to see the judgment of it. To Yes, of course, you might get into it for a little bit, just to ruffle the feathers, just to see your own beliefs and how you tend to judge yourself. But you get out at one point and see the grandness of your creation, and how it was everything put there as a puzzle, piece by piece, so you can get to the next step of you, to do it gracefully, to allow the wisdom to come in out of each and every experience. Yes, there is a tendency to drag some things on. Like I said, there are some patterns that we just love to play with, but in the bigger picture, we take our hand and we just guide ourselves. And if we dare to listen to what is now in this now moment, we can see the greatest gifts are there. And also the compassion. Yes, sometimes, many times, the human needs time to absorb it all. It needs time to go through the shifts, so it doesn't short circuit, so it doesn't go into full drama mode, so it doesn't break. Because this when this life comes in, it just shakes everything. How about doing it gracefully and listening to yourself, including what it feels appropriate to eat, what it feels appropriate to do, like walking or a little bit of exercise, or just staying under the blanket for a couple of days and not doing anything. Isn't that the greatest gift ever? To do what you feel that it's just an act of self-love in this now moment. You don't have to aspire, to what others did, because that's their story. My story is my story. Julian's story is Julian's story. But yours is the greatest one because it's yours. you know in the past, of course, as humans, we had the tendency to compare ourselves to others, but others told us their realizations, their beautiful, where they got to, sometimes omitting the shit that they had to go through to get there, and the things that they still had, but we had the tendency to put them up there. They are so grand, they are so great, that we would just ignore when they would tell us, yes, I'm open, yes, I'm amazing, but I also have some stuff, and it's okay. No, we will just have, no, they are great and we are shit. It's like the old story in the church. God is great and we are shit. It's, you are amazing, because if you are here, that means that you chose to go through a transformation. Appreciate yourself for what you're going through. Appreciate yourself for daring. You having this courage to say, yes, let's see what this is all about. In this now moment, as it is, this is the most appropriate thing that could ever happen right now, right here. I know there's the tendency to judge yourself, that you're not doing the most of it. It can be done better. You can invest more time or breathing or whatever you do in yourself. How about appreciating that you're actually doing it? How about smiling? How about giving yourself a big hug? That you started this process. You don't know what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen, but I don't want to spoil it for you. It's inevitable. Once you start it, yes, I want this, you put in motion something that cannot be stopped. It's going to lead you to you in ways that I cannot tell you, because it would be from my story. It will take you to places that you could never ever imagine, because they are so simple, so wonderful, so deep, so loving. And you're already doing it. You already did it, but that is another story. Right now, you are doing it step by step. Appreciate it. There's the tendency, I want it fast, but you're missing it. It's like, what's happening now? It's so profound and it's so precious. Don't rush it. Savor it. Appreciate it. Smile. Enjoy it. Put some music. Do a little bit of dancing. In this now moment, exactly as you are, with the amazing experiences that you have, and also the challenging parts. It's going to shift. It's going to change. It's not going to be better or worse. It's going to be different. So appreciate now, because now is just amazing. Exactly as it is. I know you don't believe me. A part of you doesn't believe me, but try to feel it. It's special. It's precious. And it's you in this now moment. How you did it, you're writing it now. That is just amazing. That is one part that I wanted to address. And the other part, yes, once I allowed myself into me, assisting others, and I worked with so many people, I had so many clients. Some of them wanted to do huge shifts. Why not? Some of them just were curious, just to see what's what. But let me tell you from the start, what I can do and what I love to do is assist. I'm not going to do it for you. I had this tendency in the beginning, until I got to the wisdom that, first of all, I cannot do it for you, and second of all, it's not so interesting to do it for others. But actually having compassion, actually creating a space for them to see a lot clearer what's going on, to see their games, their patterns, themselves, their essence a lot clearer. You know, holding their hand when it's hard, assisting them, being with them when the mind goes berserk. You know, I had last year in January and February, I had two clients for one of my 1 month programs, and it was intense, it was challenging a little bit for me, a little bit for them, a lot more, but it was also amazing to see these beings that wanted no more. I want something else. You know, once in a while I get this kind of clients, these wonderful, amazing beings that say, no more, I want something else. And I feel that you can assist me with this. Do you want to? Of course. To hold somebody's hand when they take a look at the darkness, what they consider darkness in them, at their imbalances, at their wounds, those wounds, when the tears just, you know, just pour out of the eyes, and I remind them, it's okay, I'm with you, you are with you, this is what's going on. And with a few gentle words, because creating a safe space and guiding them a little bit, basically just telling them a lot clearer, allowing them to feel their voice clearer, that is just an honor, a joy. It goes so profound. Words are just falling short. But to assist somebody to see themselves, to assist somebody to love themselves as they are, to assist somebody to let go of the wounds that they've been carrying for lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes, is just wow. I know I'm amazing, but for being to allow me to be with them when they go through this madness, through this intense and hard times, that is just amazing. It's an act of great courage, great love for self, and I love doing it. Why? Because why not? Because once I allow it in myself, it's I can assist others with it in the rhythm that they want to. It was quite a few times where we got to the point of them just seeing themselves a lot clearer, and they chose, okay, I know what this is about, but I don't want to do it now, and it's okay. But at least they got the clarity of what is going on. At least they saw that it's just like that, and they can go beyond it. Even that is just a great gift. And others that said, fuck it, I'm gonna shift everything, I'm gonna change my life. And one of them is present right now in our chat room, at least one. And she said, yes, I'm done with this. Come on, let's shift, let's do it. And I went there, and we shifted, and we transformed, and she cried and cried and cried and released like I have never seen anybody release before. And she changed everything, and I was amazed, and I'm still amazed at how she allowed into her life, you know, being there. Like I said, in this 1 month program, it's very intense because it's day in and day out, you know, and just my presence just, you know, brings everything to the surface. And imagine, you know, those little voices just now screaming, and do you want to release them or not? Because if not, you're gonna go mad. And she cried, and she released, and she cried some more, and she released some more. And then she started to smile. And then we both saw that it can be done. No matter how great the wound it is, no matter how deep the patterns are, it can be done once you choose it from your heart. Once you say, yes, yes, I want this. I don't know what it is, but I want it, you know. I'm sick and tired of myself, you know. I'm sick and tired of these voices again and again. I want something else. And it can be done. You can do it by yourself. You can have some assistance because many times it's a lot clearer and a lot easier, but it can be done. It's all up to you because you are the greatest being in your life. So many stories. I could go on and on and on and on because you know this assisting others is just amazing to and to see how things are flowing, to see the dynamics of energies, to see the aspects, to see past lives, to see how they hold on when they don't have to, how see they release when it has those deep roots, to see everything, all this madness that's going on, you know, brings a lot more clarity for me, brings a lot more clarity of how I did it, how I'm doing it. It's just amazing for everybody, especially for me from my perspective, and especially from them for them from their perspective. It's just a dynamic that goes beyond words, and it's an amazing and honoring experience. Magical, I would say magical from any standpoint.
Thank you, Bogdan. Oh, that was a really, really deep sharing you provided here. So thank you dearly. And
Pleasure.
with that passion that you ended, you see, I'm gonna put these Dr. Julian's glasses on that I love so much, and I'm gonna allow myself to um, not make a reply on what he was sharing, but just simply adding my own perspective to it. Because, yeah, I worked and supported many people as well. And with what Bogdan was sharing is actually very, very important point to mention, that each and every being does it in their own way and in their own rhythm. So the compassion is truly, truly important, because I was always so passionate about showing this light and going all in and all of that. And yeah, it works for me, but it doesn't work for everyone else. It works for some, and I'm so excited to work with those especially. However, I'm also excited to work and support and, like Bogdan beautifully said, hold the hand of someone who wants to know themselves deeper, who want to see themselves for who they truly are, and release these stories that were kind of just playful ground for so many of us for such a long time. And also, if you are new on this earth, or you experienced few lifetimes, you are already part of mass consciousness. And let's be clear about something where I also love to point out my beloved friend Katumi, that we love these stories. That's why we were playing in it, no matter how bizarre, crazy, and painful they are at the end. And of course, tell that to the human part of yourself when you're lying in bed and everything hurts and you would curse everything. Yeah, yeah, I know, I'm getting you. That's why the human would never have chosen enlightenment if it was only the human's choice. But that's why also the soul part of you is always inviting you into the more, and you need to be a little bit brave. Well, a little bit was a little bit was an understatement. You need to be really brave to truly look into each and every part of yourself and say, yes, that's also the story I was playing in, but that's not defining me. And you bring this soft, sweet compassion, and you allow yourself to just sit or lay down and breathe with all of these emotions, thoughts, resistance, pressure, body pains. And I could go on and on about these symptoms that doesn't feel good in the first moment. But actually, your grandness is embraced as the human when you allow yourself to be okay with all of that. It's not a piece of cake. And that's why it is also my big grand honor and excitement, honor and excitement. Genre, I like that word. That's a new word. Like honor and joy to get now genre. It is my great honor to serve and play with those who really want to discover themselves more. And it's all happening energetically. So I am inviting you, some of you watching it now and later, you, the new teachers, to not judge yourself, because you, with your divine part, and again, it's only for the purpose of explanation, you are your sovereign oneness, but that what Bogdan explained at the beginning is the advanced level. So I'm here explaining for everybody to understand. It is simply listening to that inner invitation that is saying it's all right. Also, if you are imperfect in that moment, you are still absolutely the right being to share your experiences, wisdom. You know how many people are going to be touched by this webcast today that we are providing with Bogdan? A lot, and probably a lot also in the later years. And it is essential for me that I don't do it for the people. I do it because I enjoy doing it. And then at the same time, I'm of the grandest service and support to each and everyone who would love to feel deeper, who would love to know more, and who would love to experience more of true joy, true freedom. Because it's easy to say, yeah, I've got a lot of money now, I'm very joyful. Oh, I've got cool partner, what a cool experience. That's everything all right, and it's also great to experience that. But for those of you who are ready to know more, to be more, and to slowly release defining yourself through the stories, then all of that I mentioned kind of goes out through the window, because essentially it is about love with yourself, and then the overflow of that love that you're feeling, you're also sharing with others. And in a way, also these classes and free sharings I provide here are for the me overflow. And also sometimes in the moments I go into some shows, my own aspects come up, especially a few years ago. Believe me, friends, don't believe me, feel it into yourself. When I was addressing some very deep energies some time ago, my body was literally shaking at times, because I, as the divine, was providing also the service for me as the human. So the human is now truly starting to embrace the energetic wisdom, which says we are but one. We are not separated. I, the soul, I, the human, I, the divine, I, the spirit, I, the I am presence, I, the consciousness. You see, so many expressions. And I just slow it down. And we don't have to come anywhere. Because by slowing it down, you actually speed it up. It took me a long time to realize that. So I'm speaking here from my own experiences. But when I'm in this slow motion in myself, so not working on things from the old perspective or trying to improve or change myself, I'm also allowing the new self of me to shine here at the forefront, to express itself, to do what it loves together with the human. And yes, my big excitement has been for the longest time in this universe to share the wisdom with others. And I need to look into my own aspects where I didn't feel like I was appropriate enough to share this wisdom because my mind thought I was not perfect for it, where I was feeling in my own manipulation, where I couldn't allow the absolute freedom for me and the others. Like Bogdan said before, all this sharing and service in the first place serves you as well so much, because with each and every person you help to facilitate something, you confront it in yourself as well. And that's the beauty of it, but it can also be a challenge. And many of you are potentially feeling how you want to express and be of service in any areas. It doesn't mean it's got to be only in the this spiritual process of integration. Mm, And I always invite people to drink quite a lot of water because it really serves to release the toxins and old energies from the body. And you can see the moment I'm so openly sharing about expressing myself without limits, certain aspect jumped into my throat and something started to giggle me here. You see, these are not coincidences, they're actually funny creations, but if you fight against them, then it just makes it much, much more hard, and it makes it much harder. And I can attest directly from my own example because I was one of those who just wanted to go all in and do it all in the second. And it worked in duality a lot of times because we were playing with force and all of that. But now in this melding of me divine, me the soul, me the human, and realizing essentially it is all one, um, it just doesn't work that way anymore. And you need to take your human self in consideration, like Bogdan also said. Sometimes fit into what you eat, with which people you hang around. If you feel like going for a walk or maybe doing some recreation or touching yourself, or simply also going into the woods and scream out and shout if you're repressing the anger in you. Because also these diseases like cancer and all of that, when they're being released, they bring up anger. Like my diabetes had a lot of energetic patterns as well that I needed to very honestly look. One of them was not being able to love myself with all that I am. And it's okay. It's absolutely okay. Because that's when you start feeling the true joy. And I have more and more of that moments when I can be the whole night just by myself. And it feels so good when I'm breathing, when the breath starts to turn you on. And let's share this experience. We are creating this space together, and I am showing you now the example of the breath just feeling so good. And in this moment, no money is important, no relationships are important, no outside recognition is important. And to be very honest, when I am in this space, so to speak, for the lack of better words again, in this feeling of presence, when my human allows it to be in the body with me even more tangibly, I don't even feel like interacting with people a lot. And it's all right. That's also right. Take a time for yourself. But let this not be an excuse when you feel like you would love to play with, like in my case, academy, music, going around and party, whatever feels good to me in that moment. And that can change day by day. So you are dearly invited to check out more those interesting in some additional service and support. There is my website in this post and also Bogdan's website. We are not here in competition. Who are you gonna choose?
Or are we?
And I love to always end with a joke. So Bogdan, maybe now we had these long passages when we were sharing our wisdom and experiences. Maybe I bring us both on the screen now, and we can just share like more quickly, few words you, few words me, for the ending for a few minutes. I got no fucking idea what we're gonna share in this last 5 minutes, but you go first. Let's do it.
Okay, so basically, breathe, smile, just smile. It doesn't matter if you feel like it or not, just smile because you can. When you feel the mind, taka, 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 go for a walk, don't listen to your thoughts. Go for a walk. Like Julian said, go have a scream in the woods. Or I love the sea. Go scream at the sea. If she doesn't mind, she actually loves you. Okay, give it to me. Come on. Can you do it louder? Can you give it more, more, more? And after you scream a little bit, after you tone a little bit, after you maybe just put your head into the water for a few seconds or minutes, why not? A little bit. Then you realize it was just in here. It's okay. It's really okay. Have fun. Appreciate yourself. Whatever, be trusting, whatever you do, but once in a while, smile. Once in a while, go for a walk. Once in a while, well, actually, more than once in a while, enjoy life. It's life. you know, Go have a good meal, hang out with your friends if you still have any, because they're gonna leave you. you know, have some sex, make some love, whatever you feel like it. Don't stop judging yourself.
Yeah, play with the glasses, Bogdan. You can show yours as well. Uh, so
Okay, let me become intellectual now.
yeah, let I love it.
so,
Let yourself be this enlightened fool, because the more you kind of like start accepting all the bullshit you're going through and still not stopping there, you can feel like shit in certain moment, and you just go out for a walk and you just start feeling good, or you meet someone, you drink a beer as well. Alcohol and cigarette are just as spiritual as mantras. Let's be clear about that. Of course, everything is being done to the extreme. Well, they're gonna put us on the cross for that, Bogdan, in this official light worker circus, but I don't care.
hey, if you want to go the crossway, do it yourself. I loved being, as a past lifetime, being burned alive. That was a lot more interesting. It depends what you prefer. There are so many ways of doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
but
Maybe.
but also, since we have these amazing people here, I know that they got it, and if they didn't get it, they will get it, because it's all just a story. Don't take yourself so seriously. I love those words. Don't take yourself so seriously, because you'll not get out alive. Because there's no death. You cannot get out alive because you're always living. You think that you're going through something, but it's something totally different. You can have fun at any time. Why? Because there are some emotions, some thoughts, some people that don't agree with you, you can have fun at any time. You can smile at any time. You can go fuck yourself at any time.
And
you
Bogdan,
know?
I would add to that that actually the more you like allow yourself to feel angry or sad, and you just don't repress it, the quicker these smiles and fun can come up in yourself. Because when I tried in myself to be happy, and parts of me were really struggling with it, then sometimes it creates the contrary effect. Oh, another glasses. I like this, playing with expressions. And we are showing a point here that you can always recreate yourself. You can always have fun and play, no matter how fucked up the life seems. But it's so much easier when you let yourself be a little bit crazy and say, fuck off. Even if I don't know where the money is going to come from, how I'm going to survive, even if I don't know how I'm going to deal the situation with my family, with my partner, maybe, just maybe, it's time to choose yourself and say, what if finally, after all these lifetimes, or one lifetime, I would give myself the opportunity to just be fucking free, and others are gonna honor it, and if they're not going to, they're gonna leave. And then your world is simply your world, because everything around you, beloved friends, is actually the projection of your own world. But it's essential to know that you are in this world, but you are not addicted to it. Energetically, always when people say like, yeah, I know, but can you feel it energetically? That was the biggest challenge for all of us as well, but also the biggest beauty when this presence can be felt. It's limitless. So Bogdan, some serious or funny words for your side for the ending? What do you feel?
Be honest. Okay, let's go a little bit serious. Be honest with yourself. That is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself, because you know what's going on. When you're lying to yourself, you are free. You know everything that there is to know, and there's not that much to know, because that's for the mind. Love yourself, whatever that means to you. Have a laugh. Do a knock-knock joke. By the way, do you know knock-knock jokes?
Well, I know them a little bit. So,
So it's like this. I say knock knock. You say who's there. I say who's there, and let's say Alex, and then you say Alex who. Whatever I say, and then you say who. You know
okay.
that? Okay. So
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
so it's knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
And now I gotta say interrupting call who?
Yeah, exactly. Let's take it from the start. Knock knock.
So I always add who.
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
Yes, we are so good at this. We rehearsed it. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Interrupting cow.
Moo! You know, because the interrupting cow. See, I'm a master. Of course, I'm a master. I'm stupid. I'm silly. I am all that I am, and I can finally have fun with it because why would I judge myself when I can love myself? This is just one story of so many. This is one reality of so many. I am freer and freer with each moment, with each breath that I take. And if I would care, it would be my choice. If I don't care, it would be still my choice. That's the freedom. If you want to take yourself seriously, that's your choice. If you want to take yourself as a joke, that's your choice. If you want to see the beauty of it, that's a choice. If you want to see the drama of it, that's your choice. That's the freedom. You are free in each and every moment to be as you want to be. I know there are some gravity in some thoughts, some patterns, some wounds, but at one point you realize, okay, so I don't care. I can laugh. I can tell a stupid joke live for everything to see for the future. Of course, it just doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Back to you, Juliet.
Yes, thank you, Bogdan, for bringing that up. And I feel like he started explaining a little bit just to clarify it. It's all very true, and we are passionate about it, like in the new way to say, yeah, it's all always your choice. But I'm here to explain also to those of you, like Bogdan was stepping into it. Then after that, saying, it feels sometimes like you really don't have a choice. But then again, we told you that you do. However, now you have to allow yourself to take some time as well. So you will realize through the experiences as the human. And we shared some beautiful tools like conscious breathing, like maybe coming to services like we provide that can support you in that can really speed up your process.
Marketing. That's marketing.
I love marketing.
Of course.
And of course, in a way, it is marketing, but it is also very, very real. Because I'm also speaking from my own example. The consciousness, the pure I am presence really serves you to see things with clarity. And then you got the choice. Do you want to release them now? Do you want to do it later? But you actually see that you have the choice. And this is one of the parts I'm so excited about when I am serving people. Another thing that would be are also these beautiful conscious walks with yourself and taking some time for you, and also be very clear with some people that you don't want to be around anymore because they're reminding you of some old stories, just like quickly putting it out. And I absolutely understand you that it takes some time, and at first it feels very confusing. I am the creator of everything in my life. Not you as the human. You as the whole being are, but the human is just playing in this dimension in a very limited way. So with some bravery and a lot of compassion, you can say fuck it and let's see what is in this unknown, because it actually is unknown. And with all of these words, I will invite Bogdan to say his goodbye, and then I'm going to play one song that we tested before with Bogdan. If I can put it through this microphone and computer in this webcast. So let's see how it's gonna turn out. Thank you, Bogdan, for being the guest here in the show. It was a dear pleasure.
Thank you for inviting me. And it is a joy and an honor to feel you who watched this, and who will watch this. And yeah, happy to hear myself express myself, happy to feel myself in this experience, and a joy. Thank you very much. And graceful and easy song singing, dear Julian.
Okay, thank you,
Bye
Bogdan.
bye, everybody.
Thank you very much for all that we shared here. Also to everybody who joined us. Now you're gonna also see, those of you who are not in the music business, how I have to tune the guitar before we start. So I'm gonna do it quickly. And I got one new guitar because we are starting to form another band with one guitarist, and he was here at my place for the first time yesterday, and he left the guitar here because we went out to drink beer then. And okay, let me see how quickly can I do that. Maybe you can just make people happy for a few more moments, Bogdan, so I take care of that.
Okay, so people, I invite you to smile just because you can. I invite you to take a deep breath in this moment, because we said a few things, we talked about a few things, but more than anything, we felt some things. Maybe consciously, maybe a little bit out of what's conscious right now, but a lot of things happened. A lot of things are happening, and a few realizations will come into the future. So smile, enjoy, feel yourself, and let's hear Julian. Are you ready?
Yeah, you felt it so beautifully. Exactly right moment, Bogdan.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you. And that could be also a beautiful point just before I start playing, that everything is gonna happen at the exactly right moment, especially when you are in the presence.
Always.
Exactly.
Absolutely, always.
Excellent, excellent. So, is the sound okay of the guitar? Can you hear me?
Yeah, sounds okay.
Okay, I have to be very gentle, beloved friends, because we tried it at the beginning, and let this also be a beautiful invitation to all the men and women to express themselves as the soft, compassionate being, not just the always these forceful ones that we used to be. All right, let me play it. And it is a song that is called I'm Going Home. I'm going down this crazy road. I've been everywhere. I've seen it all, I've seen it all. But nothing ever really made me happy. Nothing brought me real joy and fun. And I'm going home. I'm going home. The answer is what I've always been looking for. I've been looking for something that would bring me to my core. It doesn't matter, and I don't really give a damn. My search is over, because I am that I am. And I'm going home. I'm going I'm going home. You can just feel it, you cannot tell. There is no heaven, there is no hell. It's only you, it's only you, it's only you who decides what is good and what is right. I'm going home, I'm going home. I gotta be gentle. I'm going home, I'm going home. Oh, baby, 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 I'm going home. Yeah, yeah. We're going home, we're going home. We're going home, baby, baby, we're going home. But what if we already have arrived at home?
We are home.
We're home. Thank you very much, everybody. And I feel this is the moment when we can both say goodbye. Thank you, Bogdan, and thank you, everybody watching it here.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.